Hello and welcome back to AngryFireChozo Part 3. We're going to see more boost balling for an item. We're going to see some more interesting stuff in this video, if you didn't expect anything else. But I didn't talk about the missile gate by the elevator in this room. I first saw it, so I might as well do it now. I think that's a really cool idea how it looks. It's how you shoot the one block and it opens up the gate. It looks like it's because it's a tube. I think this was first pioneered and redesigned, but it's becoming a little bit more widely known how to do this. Just as a spoiler, the missile really isn't traveling along through that tube. It's just use of horizontal blocks in BCS. But you should be able to figure that out pretty easy. And this room has not been changed except for the palette. And I really think if you're making a hack, change how the rooms look. I don't want to be able to tell what room it was previously, because it just doesn't sit well with me. If you're making a hack, put forth the effort to make everything the way you want. A hack, it takes time to make it. It's going to take time no matter what. So I don't see much point in cutting a few corners if it's just going to take another week or a month or so. Obviously I'd prefer to play it sooner, but I'm willing to wait just so the hack will be a bit more polished. I really think that's something people really need to work on, is making sure their hack is polished, getting some beta testers, just so that they can find any flaws and point them out. I know I have a couple and they've pointed out some stuff that I could use some help on. Well, I'm not too far along in my hack, but they had some good suggestions for me. Now here's first instance you see the super missile tank enemies. Now they're just retiled gamers. It's a really cool idea, actually. When a lot of people think of enemy graphics editing, think of trying to make something completely different. But super missiles are completely different for a gamer. Let's face it. I mean, it's not something you'd expect. And he's also shown off this idea with the retiled wreck ship robot with famous death animation. I mean, just things in the game already used in ways that you wouldn't expect really give a whole new impression off. And so I think that's something you could, if you're looking at editing your enemy graphics, look at what's in the game and see if anything else work. Or you could also go along his route and use Super Mario Brothers stuff. That whole sky there looks a bit chopped because he built the whole thing in layer 1, so he can still have the scrolling rock background you can see in the little cave window areas. So I think he was quite proud of it. Not such a big fan of this guy being chopped off right there, but it's livable, I guess. And he was so surprised by how many people got stuck back in this area, which I'm not really, because there's no hint whatsoever as to how to get out. And if you're making a hack, you have to realize you're the only one who knows where all your secret tunnels are like that. I mean, there's no hint given for that. If you don't want people to be frustrated, you have to make the main route, at least, be pretty easily seen. Even if you have little secret tunnels, at least do a little graphical hint for them. I mean, there was no hint at all in that. That's somewhat of a complaint I've got about this hack. There's quite a lot of that going on, actually. The fun fact about this room is boost ball's over on that other item stand on the left if you haven't collected it already. Just so you can't get perma stuck in here because you need boost ball to get out. And here's that room again. He connected up there because that's where it would go on the map. He went behind or in front, depending on how you look at it. This room here with the previous room. And that's something that could have been maybe taken care of with a bit more time. Just to make sure it's polished a little bit better. So you won't have to do something like that, but actually, I don't care so much about that, really. I think it still works alright. But, again, he was on a very tight schedule. He gave himself a month to make the hack, and he stuck to it. He made a fairly good one out of it, too. But a little bit more time to just polish all the things off is helpful, I think, for everybody. Now we're going back to one of the, I think, neatest rooms in the game. Right up above this one. So there's an interesting FX effect using the fire flea FX to make this guy glow like that. Of course, he has no fire fleas, so it's just glowing like that. It's pretty cool. That's a useful effect for a lot of things. Now, this is interesting. He shoots you up through the sky, and you come up underground. It's an interesting idea. Now, this water palette actually uses the lava palette blend O2, but it uses I think it was one of the Meridian effects in the FX one thing, and it creates that blue color. And that's something, if you're just looking for some more palettes and stuff to use, try fooling around with the palette blends, because there's a lot there obviously, but you can also combine that with the FX1 effects, and you get a whole bunch of different colors. So that's something, if you're kind of stuck looking for something, mess with that, document things you like so you can come back to them later if you need to, and you've got quite a lot.